Hey, what's good, bro? I was just checking in with you.
What's good, bro? Checking in another week. What's good?
What's the word, man? Checking in. Wednesday, hump day. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
middle
We
of the
almost
week.
Friday. Yeah.
Definitely. Almost there, bro. But anyway, about a week ago, what happened?
That new movie job, bro. They cloned Tyrone. And this is
Ma-
our first movie review. Hopefully first of many movie and shows we gonna get into for sure. But yeah, first movie review, bro. I don't know. Were you like looking forward to it, or like were you anticipating it in any capacity?
I wouldn't say anticipating it is the word because it's like there's just nothing else out there.
Yeah.
So it's like I was looking forward to it for sure. Like, oh, Jamie Foxx, what's dog name? John Boyega.
Hmm.
That's the name, right? Yeah, I don't want to fuck it up. I'm like, dog, I guess. He a good actor. And then I don't know the young lady's name, but she good too. I just seen her in a few of them.
Tiana Paris.
Who?
Tiana Paris.
Tiana Perry. Shout out to her for real. But yeah, no, bro. Like, so I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait for that movie to come out. Like, it was more so like, oh, when that come out, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, nah, that's real. I low key I forgot about it until like the week of when they were saying it was finally about to drop. And I didn't know what to expect either. Like I saw the trailer, like, and I kind of read the little synopsis, but I still ain't really know. Like, I didn't really know what the film was gonna be when I started watching it. I was just like, oh, it's black people. It's Jamie Foxx and John Boyega. Cool, I'm gonna check it out. So Netflix. But
All
yeah,
right, so
I'll go
go
ahead.
ahead, my bad. What would you say? I
No,
can go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, did you have a moment in watching the movie when it like turned for you? Like were you kind of figuring out like what the fuck was I watching at first? Because that's how I
So
feel
that
like I was.
That's what I was about to say. So when I was watching the trailer, I thought it was gonna be a movie like, all right, dog gonna find clones of himself. Like it's gonna be the real dude, but he gonna find clones type shit.
Mm,
So in the trailer, I forgot when he got shot, I'm still thinking like, but he got a clone or some shit, or like he's shooting a clone. Like they killing the clone. So watching the movie, when they broke down how it broke down, I'm like, what the fuck? The switch was right away. I'm like, he got killed right away.
no, he did. I remember watching the movie and I'm like, okay, this seemed relatively normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. Then so when it happened, well, first and foremost, I didn't know what to expect from Jamie Foxx's character, but
Mm.
him being a pimp is probably the most genius thing ever. Because I'm pretty like they didn't write for him. I'm pretty sure he came up with half of that on the spot. Had to be. But no, yeah, when bro got shot, when he got when they did 50 Cent on him,
Yeah.
when he woke back up, I'm kind of like, all right, that's weird. What's the story here? But then, like you said, as they started to kind of break down and as you started to see small things, and I think that's the when I start realizing the pattern, that was the first time I'm like, all right, where are they taking it with this pattern or this daily routine thing? But yeah, I didn't expect it to end up like being as big as it was in terms of like the plot or the scheme of it all. But I don't know, hella realistic though. I mean, that shit's definitely happening like today, right now. So
Yeah.
it's cool how they kind of it's. I really liked how they wrote the movie in regards to breaking down like kind of how a lot of those systems are in place, and it's just really fucked up. It made me feel like, damn, like this shit really be happening. Like we are really in a simulation, bro. we we are.
We are really the clones, bro. Like we really like everybody is the same. Like one drug dealer is the same as the next drug dealer, is the same as the next drug dealer. There's levels to that shit for sure. It's different levels in different cities, but it's the same shit. Like they want to reach a certain aspect, they want to do the same shit. They want to have the bottles, da da da. Not saying that they don't have their individualism because everybody's different,
Yeah,
as like individuals, but like overall, it's like no, everybody the same. Everybody doing the same shit. Like the music that you listening to is kind of controlling certain shit that you doing and shit like that when it comes to like fighting and getting angry, listening to certain hip hop music and shit like that. It is like mind control. So it's like all the messages that they was putting in it, it's like, nah, this shit real. So I agree for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen a movie touch on these themes in this way. I mean, I think Atlanta like played on a lot of it, like in a certain way, but and maybe just because it was a show and not a movie, like maybe that's really the true difference. But I think I just had an appreciation for how they touched on some of the topics, like, but I also think it was written great in regards to it being this kind of like, it wasn't a mystery, but as they started like kind of like peeling back the layers of what was going on, like even with like laboratories moving and there being all these like secret gateways and stuff, it's like, and I don't remember where they were exactly, but it seemed like this smaller town in comparison to larger towns where they was doing the same stuff. But yeah, I don't know, I still enjoyed it. I feel
I
like,
think it was just like as far as location, I think it was just supposed to represent any inner city.
yeah,
Like because it wasn't specific anywhere. Like it was, at the end when it went to LA and shit like that.
yeah,
But before, I don't think it was anywhere specific. It wasn't a specific time. Like they blended in a lot of shit because it's like I think that was another thing that they did on purpose, like blending in the time. Like it was 70s themed, but it was during today.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Hmm.
but it's because you in a simulation and you a clone, so you're not paying attention to none of the shit that's going around you because you just another thing fulfilling your role, fulfilling what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that was
It,
a yeah. So how'd you feel about the part where they kind of broke down that like they got clones of, the pimps, the drug dealers, like all these specific people that make the hood, or the ghetto or whatever, that kind of like keep that cycle going. I don't know, like how'd that make you feel, bro? I feel like I mean, it's obviously it's something that we've all seen, or like if you've grown up like that, you've seen that. But it's just like, damn, when you think about it, like there, like you said, there's all drug deal, like it's the same essentially, and it's kind of messed up that that's the system that's in a way being put in place to have us kind of operate in this capacity, but it's what we've been doing for some time. So it was just really kind of like striking to me, I guess, to kind of have that portrayed in that way. But I don't know, did you have like a takeaway from that, and even just ultimately how the film ended up going and ending? Because we not about to go through the whole exact movie for y'all, because I'm assuming y'all watched it, and if y'all haven't watched it, we ain't trying to give nothing away. Was there any did either of the like actors or actresses, was there one role that like stood out to you more?
I guess the twist in the movie, like I wouldn't even say it. Like, I'm gonna answer that part, but I want to say like the twist in the movie that fucked me up was like old girl writing about it the whole time. Like how she like stole all the files and had to research and shit at the end. The
Mm.
prostitute, the prostitute that was going to school and shit like that. Like it was
Oh,
like bro, you was writing about it the whole time because she was the only one that wasn't a clone. I think like she wasn't a clone yet,
yeah.
so she was like living in present time and shit like that. So it was like I don't know, I fuck with that. Like it was like damn, all right, and she made it up. So like that's cool. Um, as far as like actor that stood on his role, it's by default, but it's like it's John just because he was the main character. Outside of that, I would say another character that just stuck with me throughout the movie. Jamie shit was cool, but black dude that was playing a little security guard, but he's quiet. Like he didn't really say much, but it was just like his presence in the movie. Like that shit was
Security
cool.
guard.
He wasn't a security guard, but he was like the white dude's killer.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, like his presence throughout the whole film was just like he not about to play with niggas.
Nah, for real. And it was just crazy that he was a clone of bro. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I think what messed me up was when they had that one scene the first time we got introduced to bro, and he had all three of them like under mind control, essentially.
mm.
I was like, bro, ain't no way. I was like, bro, I'd be damn. That's crazy. But yeah, bro, no, it was I've heard people say that like they either didn't want to watch it or I've heard people like not like it because they didn't get it. And that low key kind of like I was confused. I'm like, I get it's a little deep, but I don't see how you don't get what the
I don't
movie.
think it's that deep. Like
Yeah,
it's pretty surface level for real. Like you
yeah,
kind of got to be ignoring what they saying to not get it. I think as far as what I've been hearing, people didn't like it due to like the acting. They felt like it was too like lackluster for real.
the actor
Like
was lackluster.
they said the acting was kind of, or not the acting. They said like the storyline was kind of
Mhm.
ass. So like the actors didn't have much room to really move. So they was giving like you know all they could for real, but it wasn't really like effective.
Yeah, I mean, but the story was the story. Like, I don't think the story is
I
lazy.
personally don't agree. I felt like
Yeah,
it was decent. Like I guess like I heard somebody give it a 5, and I was like, wow, that's wild. I would say it's like a solid 6.5, 7. Like it's decent. Like it's not too crazy, but it's not ass.
yeah. Like I heard like there was one person that they felt they didn't know like what like lane of film it was in. They felt like it was close to like some like Jordan Peele like type vibe, but this person also wasn't a Jordan Peele fan, so it was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like it if it's in that vein. And I'm just like, well, I mean, I guess, but I mean, like you
It's
said,
not as
is that
weird.
yeah, it's not as weird, and like you said, it's really not as deep. Like it's pretty self-explanatory, like if you watch it and paying attention. So, but I mean, I don't think the story is lazy unless they were just if they were looking for the actors to have more room to show more range, then I'd understand that you didn't get
I think like
but
the only part that I could say that fucked me up is just like they revealed a lot
mm,
in the movie. Like they revealed a lot. Like they just told us
yeah,
instead of just like showing us. And it's like his dog broke down everything. He's like, yeah, we do this, da 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 da. And it's like
yeah,
that's the movie.
yeah, dang, I didn't think about that. That do kind of take I think it would have been cooler if like we don't like he don't tell us that. Like even though that scene is like
It's pretty obvious what's going on anyway, but it's like if all of these things just happen and we not never really explained until like the end when he see himself type shit. When he see himself at the end and he explained all that because he explained some shit again. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, I started all this, da da da," and it's like, dog just gave us one part of the story. I guess that's cool, but then we got another what hour left of the movie, and then we get the other part of the story. We don't get dog part of what happened or the reason why he's behind it until the very end.
yeah,
And it's like we didn't really need none of that until the very end for real.
yeah, it did. And so it felt fast at first. Like first watch, like when he got killed and came back, it was like, all right. But like, I guess in the course of how the movie went, it kind of makes sense how they timed it. But I think the story could have like been condensed in the sense of not revealing so much. I feel like they could have the story could have been simple, but if you had drawn it out more and kind of and like you said, you didn't just tell us so much, I think it might have. I don't know if it would have delivered differently. I just feel like it would have been more mystery. We would have the end would have been more of a oh moment because it wasn't even until like the very end when the title actually makes sense. But I low key kind of feel like they could have did more with that than like some of what they gave us in like the middle of the movie. Like that could have been substituted for showing us more like okay, this completely different person in a completely different place. How is this all correlated, or how does it look, in a different city type deal? But I mean, maybe that was I don't know. It was kind of a factor of the name. Oh shoot, that's who actually was. It was kind of that, but I mean, I guess
That
if you,
wasn't even Tyrone.
yeah,
Like it was like dog, that wasn't even Tyrone the whole time. Like
Yeah, I could, I guess in that part, yeah, it just feel like very open ended. Because if dude at the end is Tyrone, it's like, well, then why we ain't learn more about Tyrone? I'm confused.
And if we just killed the original Tyrone, how does this then impact the rest of the world? Because it's revealed now. You know, it was on the news and shit like that. So it's like, how would that impact the rest of the world and the rest of the Tyrones and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I don't know.
Part two. Part two.
Do they need to do a part two?
Just to reveal the other shit, like they range like I would watch it if they just revealing a bunch of shit and like maybe it's like they link up with they clones of themselves, I guess.
Sounds tricky. I will watch it too, though. I'll check it out.
I mean, what else are we gonna do? Writers on strike.
You're
We gotta
not.
take what the fuck we could get.
You're not wrong there. So you gave it 6. You gave it 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's about like 6.5.
I'll give it a 7.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like a 6.5, 7. Because I watched it. I enjoyed it. Like it's straight. Like it's okay. It's not fire. It's not something to be like, oh,
Man,
you gotta watch this.
what makes a fire movie to you?
Uh, I guess like experience. It depends on the genre too. Like for me, my favorite movie like of all time is Good Burger. That shit funny every time you watch it.
It's a classic.
Every time. We grown as hell from little kids to grown as hell. It's funny.
Yeah.
So every time I watch it, I'm gonna get a laugh. At least one time. Or I'm gonna repeat a line that's gonna make me just giggle or some shit. Yeah, I just said giggle. I don't get no fuck. Like, but yeah, no, bro. Like action movie is like, oh shit. Like if that shit was just a bunch of action the whole time, it's like, damn, that shit was cracking. That's fire. Like, cause with action movies, storyline don't really matter. The action matters.
Yeah.
In an action movie.
Are you whooping niggas' ass or not? That's
exactly. Like how many explosions you have for real? Like, damn, like did you rise from some ashes or something like that, holding the sword, bleeding and shit like that after that? Drama movie. How many ugly cars do we get throughout the movie? Who getting beat? Like what's going on? Like
how many plot twists?
What's the black trauma story that we following here?
What about rom-coms?
Romantic comedy. They all the same fucking movie. Romantic comedies for real.
You're not wrong.
It's always the goofy girl or the goofy dude that end up with the person that they're not supposed to be with, or two friends that end up just saying fuck it and going for it, or what else? A dude meet a bitch through a mom or like through family member or some shit like that. They come meet the family or some shit like that. Like all that shit be the same shit. But I fuck with rom-coms though, you know. Hopeless romantics, I see you.
You ain't tell a lie, bro. You ain't tell a lie.
Hey man, you know.
Hey, but anyway, man, that was our first movie review. They Cloned Tyrone. It's a good watch. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. It's definitely going to be worth your time. If you watched it, let us know what you think. Do you agree with our rating? Do you have a different rating? Are we too high? Are we too low? We right where y'all at. Definitely let us know. Interact with us here. Subscribe to this page. Also follow us on all the social medias and everything. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.